So I just wanted to say that you two are very inspirational to me, especially you, Jared. So my question is there someone in your life who inspires you? Well, you both can answer.
Say it again, Jordan.
Is there someone in your life that inspires you?
Yeah, and I'll say. We all understood. Thank you so much. But I understood your question. And one of the most inspirational people to me is honestly Stephen Norton. Just kidding. You know what? I know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. I think I understand what you're saying, but I guess remember this also, and I know you do. When was the first AKF campaign? It was like 2014? 2015. So I've known and worked with this guy for the majority of my days and nights for 7, 9, 10, what's 2015 minus 2005, 10? So...
I was told there'd be no math when
I hate saying this in front of him, but I mean, there's so many people that inspired me, but to spread the love, please do remember when y'all thank me that this guy had 10 years of influence before I was fine, before I felt comfortable enough to go like, hey, this is what's going on in my world behind closed doors, and I want to put it out there. So, applause for this guy. There are obvious things. My wife is amazing. I'm trying to think of people. You know what? I love to read, but I especially love reading nonfiction books. I'm so inspired and intrigued, and my curiosity is piqued, and I'm so motivated when I read about somebody else's struggles. I sit in traffic for 5 minutes and I'm like, oh, I always have bad traffic. And you go, wait a second. Like, this person dealt with this, I've dealt with blah, and blah, blah, so. I think if I can say anything, and I'm trying to look for something poignant, I fully believe that if you know anybody and they have not inspired you yet, then you haven't asked the right questions. Everybody's story is amazing, and everybody's dealt with something, and it's not your fault necessarily. Maybe they don't feel comfortable yet sharing what they've been through, or what they think, or what they know. But I was told by somebody, and I can't recall who, but to look for something interesting and unique and wonderful about everybody, because everybody has it. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's not your fault. You just haven't known them long enough, or asked the right questions. So continue to be inspired by everybody around you, and life will be good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jordan.
I want to pass the love on from my dear friend Jared. He's at home. He's getting rest. He just got tuckered out, and it happens to the best of us. As I told some of you before, he's a big guy with a big heart, and sometimes he just doesn't know when to stop giving himself. And he gives himself a lot to what he does, and he gives himself a lot to you guys, and he gives himself a lot to his family and his friends and his work and his job, and sometimes you just need to get home and rest with your family. Because that's what he's doing. He understands the well wishes. I told him to turn his phone off. I don't know if he's listened to me, but I know how much he loves you all, and I know how much it saddens him that he's not here right now, but just know that he is ever present on this stage with us, and he is reflected in all of you, and that gives me strength, and it gives all of us strength, so thank you for that. Couldn't thank you enough. Love you very much for that. Thank you.
So earlier today, Jensen and I, we met a couple of women who have completed the I Am Alive training for the SBN Family Crisis Support Hotline, right? And
Are you out there?
yes,
Yes.
there were 2 of you. Anyone else? No. And Jensen, do you mind? Jensen came into lunch late, and he was like, I had to take a minute because he had a tough time finishing autographs after meeting one of these women who has been working on the crisis support hotline that we helped set up. Like the I Am Alive campaign and the You Are Not Alone campaign funded this thing. That now there were 11,000 people that signed up to be crisis support hotline monitors, and hundreds of them have finished the training, and it's now a fully functioning hotline. And this woman has completed 50 hours. And typically behind the scenes in the lunchroom, we are all collectively as a group a bunch of assholes. But Jensen came in and his eyes were kind of red, and I gave him a hug, and he said, and I'm quoting here, "Don't do that." And and it was a moment when we have these brief interstitials where we are almost, I would say 99.99% of the time, total assholes. But there are these little moments when we are like deeply touched by you guys and by the fact that we're all affecting one another in a meaningful way, and by the fact that maybe something that we helped set up might have saved a life or made a day a lot better. And that was like a really lovely moment. And we have these little lovely moments from time to time that are kind of more powerful than you can put words to. It's just it feels like this makes being away from our families and all the time we spend on this well worth it.
When this was kind of what got me was, so I was signing autographs, and some of you guys were probably a part of the situation. I don't know if you remember when Misha walked up with her and said, "Hey, she's one of the counselors that is part of what we set up." I hadn't actually that hadn't been personified for me yet. And so I spoke to you for a brief second, and it was something like, was it 50 hours? Right? Could you stand up? Was it? Was it 50 hours? 50 hours you'd spent on the phone. And she walked away, and that hit me. That was 50 hours. It's hitting me now. Shit. That something that was spawned out of this, and out of this, could help people to that degree, to where there was a verified person to counsel somebody or people for that amount of time, and she was one of them. And I know that there's many of them. It hit me hard. And I get to look at you, I get to see you guys, and I know you all have a story. And I wish I could hear and talk to every one of you at length. I don't have that opportunity. But knowing that something that I was a part of helped create that, that betters people and inspires people to be a better person. Because, and Jared shared this with me, he's like, no one can help you but yourself. You are the only person that can help yourself. But if you get inspired by something, if you get if something touches you and inspires you and makes you believe something that then helps you help yourself, then that's important. And she's doing important things. And the fact that I was a small molecule of a being that helped many people, I don't know, it hit me really, really hard, and I had to take a breather. I had to take a knee. And so, yeah, so I went upstairs to Daniela's room. She was like, you need to come upstairs. And I'm like, yeah, I think I do. And all right. I remember walking up to her room. I didn't make it. So I held out for maybe 70 more autographs. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
He was very flatulent during that time.
Yes, that was just the gas. They were walking, and I was like, nope, you're not gonna make the elevator. And I just sat there, and Jared just grabbed me and hugged me, and it was like one of those moments where it's like, this shouldn't exist. Like, from a point of view that is like a television show, actor, fan relationship, like this probably shouldn't exist. It exists, guys. We feel you. And you mean a shit ton to us. You really do.
Hi.
Okay, you two are, I know you heard this about 50 times today, but I love you both so much. I'm so proud of how far you've come. You've changed my life so much. I love you.
Well, thank you, because you all have changed our lives too, so.
Jared, especially with Always Keep Fighting, you've helped me and everyone here so much. And I wanted to tell you that I know that sometimes you feel like you've let people down, but you've never once let me down. And I don't think you ever will. So my question is...
But my question is for Jim.
Thank you.
So, based on conventions that have happened in the past, you've been doing this for 8 years, how much have conventions changed? Like, how much have you been able to express yourself more, and how have, the questions changed and stuff like that?
First, thank you. Bottom of my heart. Love you back. It's weird. I remember in the end of season 1, it had been a long year. The show was kind of getting its legs. I'd never worked so hard in my life on anything. I remember listening to a Michael Bublé song.
Oh, Lottie. Whoa. Are you kidding me?
It wasn't Oh Lottie. It was. Yes. He's big in Canada. But the lyrics, and this, I don't know if it's a cover or what, but I remember the lyrics, I'll never forget them. It was a song called Home, and it says, maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. And I remember it really struck home. Because there's a lot about the business in acting, and a lot about, you could be surrounded by a million people, and you still feel like you're on an island, all alone, you know? Because you don't yet know what people want with you, or what you want with them. And that was the end of season 1. Sometime I think during season 2, we came to a city called Chicago and did a convention. And
That's this city.
in the time since, I've gotten to know so many human beings, old and young, short and short, male and female, that I don't feel alone anymore, you know? If I'm in a crowd with people, I don't feel alone here, you know? And back in the day, I did. And I hope you don't either. I hope you don't feel alone either. That goes for all of you. I hope none of you guys feel alone. What do you do?
You didn't answer our question.
That's how it's all changed me. By doing
How have the
these-
questions changed?
You get questions like that. They wouldn't have to.
You know what? Yeah, they're more personal now, but in the best way possible. They're more personal because all of this is more personable. So.
What is something that you like the most about each other?
It's too early for that. Can we get, is this another one of those one word?
More than one word.
No, feel free to expand. Bow-legged. A unicorn? All day. That's a good question. Through all of our razzing, I don't doubt that if shit hit the fan, he'd be there. No question. It's more than one word. It was more than one word. Well, I don't think she said one word. Did you say one word? No, you just said one thing. Well, there's, you know, Jared earmuffs. There are, obviously we have a great working relationship, we have a great friendship, and you know, our kids play together, our wives are great friends, and there's a support system that exists within both of us for each other, and that I think allows us to create. It allows us to work hard. It allows us to love. It allows us to be open to people, and I'm very thankful that I have that with someone else, and I can share that. You know, I have amazing things that I share with my wife, and the love that we share, and that relationship is fantastic. But to have a friendship that is that solid and that reliable is pretty neat. I hope everybody gets an opportunity to have a friend like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jensen Ackles! Hey, you know what I haven't told you today? I don't know that I want to know. That I love you.
I wanted to ask if you could tell each other one thing you find very beautiful about the other one.
Give me a second.
20 minutes later.
Go ahead there, partner.
You know what? He's not a short man. But he has a wonderful tuft of hair that I can see from 6'5", 6'4", and he's a mere 6'1", so I can understand.
Were you just insulting short people?
No. No.
Are you saying I'm short?
It's okay.
I'm short.
Because he was talking about me, and you put, so first we're dying, and now, all right, I see where this day is going. That's cool.
I'll start. He has, so you always hope, you always hope that you'll have people in your life that won't stand for certain things. This sounds like a weird, backhanded thing to say, but he will, as a friend, very uniquely in my life, it's like there are a few friends I have in my life who they'll be like, dude, you're better than this. And that to me is rare at this point in my life. You know, like a lot of people who I work with are paid to tell me, hey, you're great. So it stands out to me when he's like, dude, like, don't do that. You're right, man. You're right. I'm better than this, you know? So I'll say that his ability to remain kind of who he is without being famous, like it's not about fame or power or status. It's more like, hey dude, like up your game. Like you're like, be better. You're better. Got it. Cool. Done. So his ability to kind of be outside of, like, if y'all know him as Jensen Ackles, Dean Winchester, I know him as, you know, Uncle Ackles, like my kids call him. So that's a very rare, very cool thing I get to have in my life.
That's exactly why I asked this
question. Yeah, I was just going to say his chest, but I feel like that might be inadequate. Not your chest. The answer. It's weird, it's like I asked for it, but I didn't even ask for it. It just happens. And it's hard to stop once it gets going, so I bear with it. You know, there's many things that I would tell you about him that I think are qualities that we all strive to achieve. I will pick one, and that is his ability to liven and lighten and make a room better just by walking out.
I just wanted to say that that's exactly why I asked this question, because you guys and everybody in this room is very beautiful and everybody here deserves to know it, so spread positivity.
Yes, you are.
First, I'd like you to say, just say, please, would you give our love to Jared and tell him we missed him?
We will.
Would you?
In fact, I'm glad that you brought that up. Is there a way to bring up the house lights a little bit? Yeah. Can we do that? Real quick? I'm gonna video you guys just for like 2 seconds. And I'm gonna send it to the tall guy. And I'm gonna...
Can you bring him up even more?
Can you bring him up even more? Is there a way to get...
Back of the house?
If not, it's fine. The sound will be fine. What do you think? We miss you, Jared? Is that?
We love you.
We love. Love's strong. Love's a strong word.
We like you?
We like you, yeah.
It just doesn't have the same punch, though.
It doesn't. Yeah.
We don't mind you.
We like you. All right, I'm gonna start, and...
I'll count up.
Okay,
On the count of 3. We love you, Jared.
No, we miss you.
We miss you, Jared.
We miss you. Okay, hang on, here we go. We're recording. I'll send that to him. So there you go.
I wasn't done yet. I'll have to read it off because I'm kind of
That's fine.
nervous. Okay. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for all the hard work, all those long hours, and all the dedication that makes Supernatural so special and amazing to us.
Thank you.
I wish there were a way to thank the entire staff, because it's not just you actors, it takes everyone to make it.
All right, so we're gonna make a video for the crew now.
But maybe you can pass it on in some way.
We will. And you know what? And we do. The crew is, you know, whenever we get to do these things, we come back and we tell the stories, and the stories that you give us, we relay those to the crew, and they are. I wish you all could meet them. They're our family. They're an amazing bunch of people, and they work very, very hard to make a really quality product, I think, and they're the true heroes in my eyes. So. Thank you for acknowledging them, because they're awesome.
They don't see their families. 9 months out of the year, those guys don't see their families, don't do anything but, you know, eat, drink, breathe, Supernatural. And I think that you guys definitely try to show your appreciation to them by not physically abusing them that much.
Well, Jared's broken a few ribs.
He has. By hugging people too hard.
Yes.
It's true.
So it's your fault, because we're just trying to embrace them as though
they love us this much.
This is how much they love you. No. Yes, but they are the unsung heroes, and thank you for acknowledging them.